All right, well, we have a quorum, so
Yes.
we can start up. I'm going to read our meeting notice to get us started. So we start at 7 o'clock. Per Governor Baker, March 10th, 2020. In order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Paragraph 20, allowing a public body to conduct its meetings in a public place that is open and physically accessible to the public, provided that that public body makes provisions to ensure public access to the deliberations of the public body for interested members of the public through adequate alternative means. Adequate alternative means of public access shall mean measures that provide transparency and permit timely and effective public access to the deliberations of the public body. Such means shall include without limitation technology that enables the public to clearly follow the proceedings of the public body while those activities are occurring. Where allowance for active real-time participation by members of the public is a specific requirement of a general or special law or regulation, or a local ordinance or bylaw pursuant to which the proceeding is conducted, any alternative means of public access must provide for such participation. End of statement.
Thank you.
Okay, now we have Linda.
Yep.
We have Joe, Erica,
Yes.
and me. And that is a quorum. So that's our quorum. And our order of business is, well, the reserve fund transfer requests, I don't have.
There will not be one tonight. Tracy let me know. There was discussion for a reserve fund transfer. I never heard the amount for porta potties, but I guess that a select woman, Alicia Greco, is working with David Pugh right now. Not
Okay.
David, Greg. Sorry, David's his son. Greg, that there's ongoing. So she said more to come, but they don't have any transfers for us this evening.
Okay. All right, we have that done. I just sent out this afternoon the current financial statements, and I have to admit, I have not had a chance to go over those current financial statements because I've been.
Oh, good. I'm glad you said that because I didn't really either.
Okay,
Is that the one with the year-over-year comparisons on it?
that's the one.
Okay.
I've just printed them, but haven't gone
Yep.
through them. And I just sent around to the group because I didn't realize everybody didn't get it, but I sent around the appropriations booklet draft. I
Yeah,
just sent that to emails right now.
Did I send that to everyone?
I don't know.
Okay, that's all right.
So,
We have it. So that's good.
excellent. Yes.
So why don't we spend just a couple of minutes and go over our piece here. So if we go to the Excel spreadsheet,
Do you want me to share the screen?
Yeah, because I can't
yeah,
do
why
that.
don't you do that?
Yeah, let me pull it up and then I can share what was sent over earlier. And then we can use
It's a
that.
good thing she knows what she's doing.
I think so too.
All day, every day, guys. Welcome to my world.
All right.
So,
Yeah, there has been a lot of chatter about some of the locals about the real estate taxes here on the island.
Oh, wow.
what's the chatter?
Why they're up. And that goes from people that I know that are, oceanfront to people that I know that are middle of the block, from higher end homes to middle end homes. And it's just,
Yeah.
it's probably a little bit more than the normal chirping I've heard over years, but it's just, being that they know that I'm, on this committee, it's just, I hear when they're walking down the block, getting onto the beach with their dogs. Hey, Joe, by the way.
Yep. Well,
Chirping.
it happens to all of us, Joe. It doesn't matter. You don't have to live on the island to have that happen to you.
And I think that the fundamentals remain that the town as a the town only can increase the tax levy of the whole, the 2.5% per year. That happens, it usually starts to hit the tax bills, because it's estimated the first quarter and then it comes through.
Yep.
And their individual home assessments, their taxes there are a number of factors in those. So it's not like that. I think one of the things is that people think that, oh, if the town can only raise it 2.5%, my taxes should only ever go up by that, which is not the case. Given the fact that I do know that real estate prices factor into the individual home assessments.
Yep, they do.
That is a fundamental driver.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and that's what we hear that from Steve Manchin all the time.
yes. So if you were to sell your home,
we live in a rich area.
We do. And
so, and there is not a solution to that for us, for this town. The presentation I gave last year for the select board, going over the history of what we have done as a town, while we have gone up in taxes all the time, in the real amount of money we have had to spend in the town, we've actually gone backward a little bit.
But our taxes are lower than
Our
other towns in the, that is always my comment to them.
yes.
It's our tax rate
Yeah.
is lower. And so that's exactly right.
Yes. And I would say that one of the things that I've found was really interesting is the ClearGov part of our website actually is really informative to anybody who wants to go there and see how our median home price is 36% higher than the state median. And our household income is also 20% more higher than the state median. So there's some things there that are just kind of interesting to look at. And are there for anybody in the public to look at right on our website.
No, but Erica, nobody wants to look at them.
They just wanted.
They don't want to see the number. No, I don't want to see that. No.
Yep.
They just want to grab it.
Yeah. And we are our revenues depend. They are, you go right to that. You don't even need one of our fancy, reports from Tracy and the town administrator on a monthly basis. But the point is that more than 85% of our revenues for the town is based on local property taxes.
Right.
Is what it is.
It's yes.
And that the issue with that is that that has been actually increasing over time. We
Mhm.
used to get more from state and federal government. Actually, it was federal government filtered through the state, and that has dropped off.
That state aid number was down for this year, correct? About 50 grand, is that right?
Um, I
Probably.
don't have, I'd have to go back and take a look.
Yeah, let me look at the, hold on, let me see what I can share here. New share.
Yep.
Bup, 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 bup.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Yeah.
about 50 grand.
Yeah, looking at the state aid line.
Yep. 722, 675, 40.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And the way this works, it goes on the different page that way.
Yeah.
It doesn't really work the right. But that's the difference between the two. 47,086, I believe.
Yep.
And the motor vehicle excise tax, I know Tracy spoke to us a little bit about this last time we spoke, was that had to do more with the timing that the RMV used to send them out. It
Mhm.
just, there was a lag on their end, which led to a lag in the receipts.
Yep. Okay.
Excellent. Do we want to go to the next one, Marshall, or you have other questions?
No, I think we're good there. Let's go
Okay.
on to our next
Our next one, hold on,
piece, which is,
the expense report.
yes. I think I have that here.
There we go.
Well, that's the
This one's longer. This one's oh, this one's 7 pages. It's not that bad.
Mhm. Yeah, this one is,
And I don't know if I can. I can't really zoom in, so if anybody's squinting,
that's
you're
too
like
bad.
me. I'm like,
Well,
And I've got
oh, there we
my
go. Here we go. Whoa, that's a lot zoomed.
Oh, yeah.
There we
that's
go.
Oh, that's much better.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, there we go.
Perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, that's great.
so we don't have any transfers. So if we go down to the very end of the entire report, I don't think there's anything
Oh,
really
someone
tough
in-
here.
we have someone in our waiting room.
Tom was going to come in late.
Oh, yes. No.
Oh, Jack's coming in late. I can't read the headings on this one. Can you come down?
Okay. Yep. There we go.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Okay. So and we are with this one, we're 3/4 of the way through.
Mm-hmm.
Our expenditures are right in line at basically 72% instead of 75%. So everything seems, there are fluctuations in the expenditures, but by and large, we're right in line with where we should be.
Right. Nothing seems.
Nothing's terribly out of line,
Nope.
and we're one of the cheapest things on the budget because we have taken over doing the minutes ourselves.
Excellent.
So the only thing we have, I think, is our membership to the state association. Okay,
That's true. So.
Good.
Very
So-
good.
if no one has any questions.
Erica, can you scroll up to the top again? I'm just wondering what's already at 100%. I thought I saw a couple up there.
Sometimes we hit a couple, depending on what they are,
Okay, those are small ones.
small, and they also, sometimes we get, it's advantageous to pay if we
Right.
pay something at the beginning of the year, it's like we paid in the first quarter.
Right, I remember that. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Insurance is one of those things where we, pay it upfront and expense it during the year.
Right. So that's where the outside audit, town
Yeah.
audit, things like that
Oh,
definitely
yeah,
get
now I remember. Yeah. Okay.
expended earlier.
Yeah, I'm fine.
So any other questions on?
No?
All right. I'll stop sharing that one.
Now, I think Tracy is in another meeting, so
Yes.
we'll put off the administrator's report. And let's do our review of our booklet,
Sure.
which let me pull up here. And that is there we go. Okay,
There we go. And I have a hard copy in front of me. So if we want to change language of anything, this is a PDF that I can't edit, but
yep,
I can handwrite on mine, and then I'll type an email to Tracy with
Mhm.
our
any,
suggested
Yep.
edits or questions that we may have that we might want to have information added to it.
mhm.
So I'm going to grab my handy dandy red pen
Okay,
for that. So we don't typically weigh in on Articles 1 or 2.
no,
Article 3, my only question was if any of these are a change fundamental from FY21,
they
and
are,
if we should note that.
the only one I don't have information on is the town clerk.
Okay,
It's the same. But the rest of them are the same from last year.
okay. Okay. If they are the same, we can ask the question to Tracy, and if they are the same, does anyone feel strong? I think it might be helpful if we state that these numbers are consistent with the FY21.
I think we can state that if asked.
Okay, great.
In the meeting.
Perfect.
Otherwise, I would just let it be.
Okay. Perfect. Any other?
I think on that article, there's nothing else, and we have already made the recommendation to accept that.
Mhm.
With Article 5, I think I would entertain a motion to make this will of the town.
I will make a motion to make this will of the town.
I'll
Second.
second. Oh,
Okay, all those in favor, I'm going to do a roll call, actually, so we can record this. So Linda,
yes, will of the town.
okay, Joe,
Will of the town, yes.
okay, Erica,
Yes, will of the town.
and I would have that will of the town as well. Okay, so that's okay. 400, good. This is
Article 6.
basically our budget
Mhm.
for the year, and we have voted that
Yes.
at our
That-
last 2 meetings ago.
Is that number different than that was on that other sheet?
I'd have to go back and take a look at them side by side.
I thought that was 21,6 something.
It may have come down with because the draft that we reviewed
Mhm.
was before the Triton budget was finalized. So there may be, and again, all of these will be, when it's read at town meeting, the number read at town meeting is the motion.
Yeah, 21,676 was the other number, I believe.
So this one's actually a little bit lower.
Yep.
Okay.
And there will be a copy of the detailed budget at the appendix of this.
Right.
So people can see the line items, but instead of reading every line item,
Right.
and that looks completely fine with where we already voted
Yep.
to approve this one. That is a good explanation.
Mhm.
Article 7,
Okay, and this is one that we have voted already,
Yep.
mhm,
and then the rationale.
yes.
Okay, so it's basically
I-
refunding stabilization fund for the next year. And then as we need things, we can go in and authorize expenditures out of the stabilization fund through the fund transfer.
Yep, and this one is stabilization is, believes, doesn't stabilization have to be voted at town meeting? Reserve fund, reserve fund comes to the FinCom, but stabilization, I thought I remembered that's has to be voted at town meeting because there's a couple of articles further down where we use stabilization.
Mhm.
But that rationale looks solid to me. I'm
Yep.
pretty sure we have used this one before.
Yes, we have.
Article 8, we have already recommended to approve,
Mhm.
and
Twice what
this
we
is,
normally have done.
yep, normally it would be
100,000.
100,000.
Yep,
Now we were
per
able
year.
to allocate a little bit more to it too,
Yeah.
because that is a $5.9 million liability. So
Mhm.
Article 9, stormwater management,
Yep, pretty straightforward.
absolutely. Article 10. This is the monies that are collected and have very restricted use.
Yes.
There has been already talk that someone will be challenged, someone will be making some motions on this at town meeting.
I think there is going to be a motion to amend that upward for a specific purpose. We just have to see if that specific purpose falls within the allowed uses of that fund. So-
Yes. Yeah, the allowed uses seem to be tied very much to is the cable access
Mhm.
programming. And within that, it includes general, civic, and educational programming.
Right.
That is But it is, I know that there's been investigations or inquiries in the past. But the use restrictions are pretty clear from the Department of Revenue on what this can be used for, much like we can't use money from the ambulance account to pay for soccer balls. And we can't use money from the recreation account to pay an EMT salary. This also comes with rules.
Yep.
This
Yep.
money is collected in a certain way and can only be spent in a certain way.
Mhm. So we'll see what comes up with that. It should be interesting.
Mhm.
Okay, Article 11.
Yes.
And this
These-
is very straightforward. You take the money in and then we
And-
authorize the money to go out. It's just-
Right.
Exactly.
Okay,
And we like to keep those just taking care of themselves. This is now Article 12, again, the ambulance.
yep,
Receipts and expenditures have to match.
exactly. Okay. Our old bills, we have to do this
Yes.
every year. It's less than it's been in the past, however, so that's a good thing.
And it's not for trees.
No, it's not for trees. Thank goodness for that.
Yes, so these are ones that closed and need to be paid, and the only way we can pay it is town meeting.
Right.
And it requires, this one requires 4/5 approval. So,
Oh, wow.
Well, if we have the little clickers, we'll see how we do, but
oh yes,
Right.
love the clickers. And this is Article 14, is moving money that was basically the balance in the bond premiums for
Yep.
the police station project. So
we just keep it in a capital fund.
keep it into a capital fund to
Makes sense.
keep it there for when we need the capital and to decrease any questions that we have to bring out to overrides or funding
Right.
in other ways.
Mhm.
And Article 15 is very similar. This is the overlay surplus.
Yep.
Next one is moving a sum of 1.5 million from free cash to the town hall project. And this again is putting it as the savings account to mitigate any time that if a new town hall, when a new town hall needs to be built, we have already established monies in that account.
Yeah, we could have a longer discussion, but basically it makes sense to start to put some monies aside for the capital expenditures that we know we're going to make anyway.
Mhm.
Yes.
It's just a prudent use of the funds.
Exactly, having them in. And again, this requires it to be passed by the town to move this money. We
Mhm.
recommend it, and this, I think, covers it well, and the making a solid savings account
Mhm.
of 3.2 million.
Okay, we have to let Tom just texted that he needs to get in.
Oh, I did not see him in the waiting room, but that might be because I'm projecting. Hold on.
Let's see if I can.
Hold on. Let me see. I will stop sharing for a second and see if I can see him in the waiting room.
I don't see it.
I don't see him in the waiting room.
I don't either.
Okay. Let me,
Erica, do you folks use Teams at all, or do you strictly use Zoom? You bounce-
Teams is the platform of choice for my company, but a number of my clients can't use it, so I use Zoom. We have Zoom accounts for those client meetings, so I bounce back and forth between the two.
Yeah, we're trying to switch over the our company from Zoom to Teams. I mean, it's actually it's easy to use once you get acclimated to it, I think, and it lets you kind of bounce in and out, by just pinging someone as opposed to setting a meeting, which really makes it easy to, you'd almost feel like you're in the office next door across the hall.
The chat functionality, we've used it now. It's just like, sometimes it's
Yeah.
so overwhelming. Like, I was in one meeting that was an all staff meeting, and people were writing in the chat, and every time something would go in the chat, it would make a noise on my computer, but then
Oh,
also on my watch.
the
And I was like,
notification.
I can't keep it all straight. And finally I figured out how to mute it. So hold on, this might be Tom too. Hold on. Hello, this is Erica. Hey, we're trying to get you in.
I just sent him the link.
He's having the trouble that I had the last time.
Try
I-
one more time, because we're all watching to see if we can see you in the waiting room.
Yep, I sent him the link that I used.
Okay. All right. Marshall just sent you a link. All right. Bye-bye. We're trying to get him in.
Okay,
I'll keep it on this for right now. See if we get him in.
Where is he?
He's hiding. Remember, he was a cop, so he knows how to hide. But while we're waiting, one thing that, when this says the amount of money or any other sum, I think at the very beginning, when we first start talking about that, I think we need to reiterate to people that means it can't go higher than that amount. It can only stay that amount or less. Because
Yep.
there are people that are going to be saying, well, how much higher can you go? Or
This is the ceiling, and the
That's the
warrant articles are the ceiling of what that number can be.
yeah,
And the motion made on the floor at the meeting is what we actually vote.
Yep.
right. But I think
Jack-
it needs to be
Jack
re-explained.
Rybicki had his hand up.
I've just
don't
asked
see
him to
How'd
unmute.
I do? Am I talking, Marshall?
He is now.
I see Tom now. Okay, Jack,
Oh,
How
wait
you
a minute.
doing?
good, thank you.
Yes,
Good,
Tom,
okay, we got Tom in.
Tom's in.
Just
Okay.
a quick question. Agreeing with the notion of the savings of the 1.5 million toward future capital projects. Is there any intent of starting a Council of Aging account for
There-
putting monies away towards the same goal?
Okay, let me take that one on,
Thank you, Marshall.
because it's a good question, Jack. What we do is we can put it in any account and then move it. The fact that we have a named account doesn't mean that it is earmarked only for that account. But as capital projects come up, we can look at what are in the summation of capital accounts. And with this would be the vote of town meeting, switch it into, would it be Council on Aging? We could do that. Would it be a new fire station? We can do that. Whatever the capital expenditure is, this would be funds that could be transferred from one capital account to another. That answer your question?
No, yes, it does, of course. Understanding that it's the name of an account. And understanding if we called it the Council of Aging and moved town hall monies into a Council of Aging account, that you could go into the Council of Aging account to take town hall monies out. So I'm asking that if you have another account dedicated or named Council of Aging, I think citizens would be very appreciative that there would be shown active effort on the part of leadership towards Council of Aging's needs and very clear shortcomings for the last decade plus. The fact you put money more into the town hall account, I think, earmarks it for town hall and makes it difficult to extract in the name of Council of Aging, as opposed to the same 3 million with 2 different names being accessible for, by your own admission, same capital investments as necessary. I think Council of Aging named accounts very important for citizens going forward for everyone's best interests.
Okay. That's it's certainly a point. The fact that we have fungibility and can move accounts around, no matter what account or what where that fund is, it's going to be a vote of the annual town meeting or special town meeting to fund whatever the project is.
Oh, no, I understood entirely. It's perception, Marshall. It's entirely perception.
Yes.
We understand, we're talking the same language here, but this is about the perception you give. You're about to move more monies into a town hall, apparent dedicated account, and COA sits at 0 in a promise. It looks like there's money in the account for the town hall account, and COA's on the waiting game again. I think a commitment by name only, knowing you can move them accordingly, again, very important for voters. It seems like we're stuffing an account for a singular, for a singular notion. Perhaps at the town meeting, if you explain that aloud to those that it is available for all funding, perhaps that would be beneficial to the taxpayers to know that it isn't such a dedicated account and that per your admission here, it's name only. I'd appreciate that.
Jack, maybe you could bring that question up at the town meeting.
Marshall, I will absolutely do that. If it will engage the process, then I'm about process, and I will be more than willing to bring it up once the warrant is up for discussion by the moderator at that time. I appreciate that.
Very good. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on.
I will share my screen again.
Hi, Tom.
Welcome, Tom. Sorry about that.
Oh, there he is. Wait a minute, now Joe's out.
Hold on. We
No,
got Joe.
we'll get Joe.
We got Joe.
I don't see him.
Linda, can you see me now, Linda?
Oh, there he is. Now Tom's missing.
Oh, you just slide. It's just the way you have your screen. You can see a few people, but no, we do have all of us, and we're all unmuted. And then, all right. So are we down to Article 17?
Yes.
Okay, this is transferring some 100 to Newbury School roof. This is part of a longer term project. I had one citizen's question last time that whether this is in relation to a past repair made in November-ish of 2020. This is not paying for that repair. This is for paying for the next phase as part of a plan to do it in a planned systemic way.
Correct.
And this is where we're taking money from stabilization to pay for this. So exactly what that savings account is deemed for as well, is that we've put money away, then we use town meeting to vote it out and use that money. So town meeting puts money into stabilization, town meeting takes money out of stabilization.
Correct.
Any other rationale needed for that one, or is it good to go?
I think that should be good to go. If questions come up, we can talk about the fact that we decided that doing this over about 5 years would be a less of a strain on the town than doing it all at once.
Mhm.
But, and
So
so,
it's through the recommendation of James also, right?
yes,
James is the one that said they're doing sections and the most important have been done, and this is just part of the phase
yes,
to get the rest of the roof done.
It wasn't in need of a full replacement. And with the proper maintenance that this is over
Correct.
years,
it's cost effective.
it's definitely cost effective to do it in a way that gives us over time.
Yep.
Prudent budgeting. Article 18. This is.
It's a new mower.
New mower, yes. And that's for use within the whole DPW.
We did not put any amount in here to offset the sale from the sale of the old mower. But we've done pretty well with that in the past. So,
Good to know if questions arise
mhm.
regarding that. Next one is 54,625 for, and also again from stabilization for a
Mhm.
dump truck.
Yep. And again, James came to us. The truck has got more than enough time on it, and so replacement is warranted. And they will sell this one, and they'll probably get some money from it, and then it'll come back to the town.
That looks good. Article 20, celebration event. I think after this year, we could all use celebration.
Thought
$5 grand,
2021
they
is gonna
gotta
be
cover
better
it.
than 2020. Not really.
More like 50 grand.
Speaking of 50 grand, that's the last one to Article 21. This was the most recent article and has to do with the funds, $50,000 added into the recreation, into the original appropriation for this to fund basketball courts.
Yep.
So this definitely, that rationale looks good to me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then anything else here? We are will of the town bylaws. That rationale is not up to us.
Nope.
24. Yes, that's fine.
Okay.
And this is the bylaw we needed to formally establish the Council on Aging in this process.
Oh,
Don't know what just happened there. Hold on.
what'd we do?
I don't know. But
Um,
I'm gonna get it back.
If you don't know what happened,
I got it.
none of us do.
I got it. Oh, professional. Since remember where we were at, 24. Okay, Council 25, Council on Aging.
okay.
Yep, all of these rationales. Any other questions on any of these?
Nope, that's very straightforward.
Excellent. It's so much easier that we've written this document in the past. The first couple of years were really long. But I think we're in good shape. So we can let Tracy.
Yeah, I've got a couple of questions. I'm going to talk to Tracy tomorrow.
Okay, great. And you'll communicate with her. Excellent. Finding my agenda.
Okay, I've got the agenda. We've got the review of the annual town meeting booklet is done. We've got our presentation for the annual town meeting. What I thought we'd do, maybe Erica, if you and I could work on that to start. I've got the past several years of presentations. We'll update those, send them around for comment. I don't think we need to schedule a meeting. Just if you have comments or changes or something you'd like to see in it, we'll get that done. We do have, are we going to meet next week to get a meeting in with the select board before our annual town meeting? Question one. And I think what we should do is set that meeting and we can always cancel it. Okay.
I agree.
And then we also set a meeting on the annual town meeting date 1 hour before the start of the annual town meeting. So if there's any last minute things, we can
Establish
open up a meeting, take any votes that are necessary, and we're basically covered for the annual town meeting.
Yes.
So that would be at 6 o'clock, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll make the 6 o'clock meeting and I'll get those meeting notices put together tomorrow.
Perfect.
And when are we
Excellent.
talking about the next meeting with the select board?
The next meeting with the select board would be next Tuesday, if in fact it's necessary. I'm going to put
Okay.
it together, and if they say, no, we don't need to meet with you, I'll cancel it and let everybody know. Otherwise, as we get close to the annual town meeting, we make the time for the meetings should we need them.
Do we have enough time to post that before we're in violation?
Yes, we do.
Today's Thursday.
Today is Thursday. That's
I
right.
don't think we do.
Damn it.
That's right. So, all right.
So why don't we take and talk to them about it? If there's anything coming up that we meet with them at 6 o'clock as part of our meeting.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Or
Yeah.
if they need to, we should know by Monday to set one for Wednesday. If
What
we
we can
absolutely
do-
need one next week.
What we can do is, if they need to talk to us, we can have a representative or two at their meeting without calling our own meeting. And that would satisfy them.
Okay.
So we won't have a meeting next Tuesday, but if they want to have anyone from FinCom at the meeting, then they can request it and then we don't have to post it.
Because it's going to, and it'll be on the record because it'll be one of their meetings that's posted. We'll be speaking
Right.
on camera there. And
Yep.
I am available on that night if there's any
Okay, good.
questions.
So I will contact the select board.
Okay. Thank you, Marshall.
Then most, we can only have 2 people there anyways, correct?
We could have 3,
3? Okay.
but 1 or 2 should do if they request us to be there for any reason at all.
Hmm.
So we'll leave it up to them. And I'll set for 6 o'clock on the 18th. Okay. I keep forgetting that Friday. Well,
I know.
normally we'd be in
that's-
Tuesday. I'd have plenty of time.
I know. And that happened. My day got away from me last Thursday because I sent it in the morning and didn't hear back from anybody. And then it was like late in the day and I was like, wait a minute. Oh, I didn't hear back. I don't know what it was mostly, I didn't know what the Zoom number was. And I'm like, I don't know if I can use my company one or I have to use the town one. And I didn't get an answer. So it just rolled. But
Yep.
thank you all for being flexible at tonight's
Okay.
meeting.
So
I set a reminder on my phones.
I'll work with Erica to put together a presentation. We'll send that to everyone for seeing what we're going to do. Not too many slides, a lot of graphs. And we'll have a general talk about the budgeting, where we are in the town, and some of those things that have transpired over this COVID year.
Yes.
Okay, is there any old business that we have to take care of?
Not that I can think.
All right,
Make a motion.
I'd look for a second.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor of adjournment?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Okay, we adjourned at 7:51. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. We'll be talking soon.
Excellent.
Take
Thank
care.
you, Marshall. Thank
Take
you,
care.
everyone.
See you later.
Good night.